We wanted something that wasn't just environmental management, wasn't just development studies, wasn't just leadership. It was an amalgam of all of those influences. So 2001, 2002 is when the thinking began, influenced by what the Schumacher College had been doing for a couple of years already. And there wasn't anything like a sustainable development program at any South African or African university. And internationally, the trend hadn't begun. So every self-respecting university now in the world has a department or a faculty or a program in sustainable development, but that wasn't true in the early 2000s. The dream really was to run an educational program in a living laboratory, a living experiment of sustainable living, which is the Landmark Eco Village, but academically world-class. We're interested in cultivating a form of knowledge that is best described using Aristotle's word phronesis. Aristotle talked about three forms of knowledge: episteme, which is general knowledge; techne, which is technical skills to do things; and phronesis, which is sound judgment that is appropriate to the context. So it's neither of the other two, but elements of the other two. So that's really what we want. We want to really educate people in a way that equips them to understand context, to synthesize many different ideas, to think in transdisciplinary ways, and to build the capacity for working in teams and communicating their ideas in presentations and in writing and in journals, which really builds a kind of all-round individual who's geared to change the world.
We offer quite a few adult learning programs here. The first is a diploma in sustainable development, which is an undergrad 3-year program. The second is a postgrad diploma in sustainable development, connected to a master's. So we often just refer to it as the master's, but it is really 2 different degrees. Both of these are connected to the School of Public Leadership within Stellenbosch University. So that means that the students are enrolled with Stellenbosch University, but this is really their campus. One of the things that is a bit different and how we start our days here is we get everybody to gather mostly outside under the big ficus tree, and somebody does a reading, and this is an inspirational reading. And then somebody takes us through a movement. So sometimes it's stretching, sometimes it's just deep breathing. This is really about becoming present in the moment. Often you've got stuff going on at home, you've got deadline, you've got a fight with your boyfriend or girlfriend, and we ask students that when they come into this space, that they really come into this space. And I think that movement and breathing in the morning really helps to do that. And also to recognize that we don't just learn with our heads, we really learn with our entire bodies, and to recognize that in getting some movement into our bodies in the mornings. And then we divide them into groups and we send them out into the community. So that could be they're going into the vegetable garden to harvest or to weed, they're going into the kitchen to chop veggies for the school lunches, they could be cleaning, they could be working with the children, they could be picking litter. So there's lots of different activities that they do in the mornings. It's in these moments that the really interesting conversations happen. So it's really sort of sustainability in action and how we're exploring that through the programs that we run here. So the diploma is a really exciting program and it's very new. The first cohort we took in was in 2018. The main focus of this 3-year undergrad is really creating entrepreneurial mindsets within these young people who come to learn about sustainability, but specifically values-based entrepreneurship. So it's not just entrepreneurship in the traditional sense, but really with more of a social and environmental focus. So whether these students students go out into the world and work for a corporate and create change within the corporate sector or within government, or they become their own entrepreneurs. The idea for us is to really equip these students with the skills and tools that they need to bring about a more just and equitable future.
The postgraduate diploma really is the place that people go through their core 8 modules. They mix and match from a selection of about 14 modules, and the aim of each module is to really induct the participant in a body of literature, in a language, in a discussion that really equips them to understand that field, plus the reading and the assignment. So it's really highly pressurized program for full-timers and part-timers that inducts them into the world of sustainability from a multiplicity of different disciplines and angles.
Yeah, the MPhil in Sustainable Development is a unique research-based degree that is offered to our students who have successfully completed their postgraduate diploma in sustainable development. It provides our students with an exciting opportunity to undertake inter- and transdisciplinary research on sustainable issues of their interest. For example, we've had our students taking topics such as food security and nutrition, corporate sustainability, energy access and renewable energy development, inclusive growth, governance and policy landscapes, development planning, political economy, social innovation and enterprise, socio-ecological systems, etc. We produce a high caliber students who are passionate and dedicated in making a difference and impact in our communities, environment, economy, and our planet Earth. In short, I would say we produce change agents.
The Agroecology Academy, that's a 4-year program, NQF Level 1 and NQF Level 4. And this program is for young farmers that are learning how to farm with agroecological principles on a small scale. A good partner of ours for that program is Sphere. Every year we run immersive learning journeys. The idea behind these learning journeys is that we really immerse students into a different context. So we take them out of their usual classroom environment completely, and we uproot them and we insert them into a local context somewhere else. So in the past, students have gone to Nepal and they've trekked Nepal, and they've gone to India and learned about food systems. And this year we're very excited to be offering a South African learning journey, and we're taking them to the Mfolozi Game Reserve, and it's very much going to be about deep ecology, immersing in nature, learning the intrinsic value of nature, and reconnecting with the wild. Students get the chance to live the questions. They get to explore at length what is wrong with the world and to redream a more just and equitable future. We do not offer them any solutions here. Instead, we probably leave them with more questions than when they arrived. But that is a good thing, because sustainability is not a destination, it is a journey. More than anything, the students reshift their worldviews and mindsets. They start to learn how to see the world in complex systems rather than in binary reductionist ways. But also the students become part of the community, and this place starts to feel like home.